Welcome back to Zone for Geeks. My name is Casey, and today we're going to be continuing our setup of a Fortigate Firewall. In this video, we're going to be connecting to an LDAP server, and we're going to be doing that so that we can authenticate our logins through Active Directory. So before we get started, let's go ahead and take a look at my Active Directory server. This is just a quick virtual machine that I put together. So we've got our basic setup accounts, and then I created an OU for the IT department. Inside of it is the firewall admin group, and inside of this group are two members, Daniel Jackson and George Hammond. So once we're done, these two users will be able to set up and sign into our Fortigate. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to user and device, click on LDAP servers, and create new. I like to call my names the actual name of the server. So in this case, it's going to be SVRDC, and then our IP address 10.1.1.20. We're going to leave the server port the same. I'm going to change this to SAM account name. We're going to come back to this in just a minute. Click on regular for our bind, and this is where we set up our credentials to authenticate that we actually have permission to pull from Active Directory. So we need to include our domain name and then our administrator password. And just for the record, do not use the default administrator account. It's the only admin account that I have set up, so that's why I'm using it. But you should set up a service account or some other account that is not your primary administrator account. So now if everything worked properly, we're going to click on Browse, and we should see our Active Directory tree. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click on this very top level here. And we will be able to drill down a little bit further later. So we're going to hit OK. And we now have our connection to Active Directory. So now we need to tell our Fortigate where to find our users that are going to have authorization to connect to our Fortigate. So we're going to go over here to our user groups, click on Create New, and then we're going to just call it, I'm going to call this Firewall Admin. We're going to connect to a remote group, so I'm going to hit add. Our server is going to be our only LDAP server. And then here we're able to actually drill down further into our tree. So I'm going to come down here. We're going to go to the ITOU, my firewall admins group. I'm going to right click and click on add selected and then hit OK. And this information will populate, and then I'll hit OK again. So now we have told our Fortigate where to find the LDAP server, and we've told it where to find the users that are going to have permission to connect to our Fortigate firewall. But now we need to actually create or give those users permission. So we're going to do that by coming over here to System and then Administrators. And right now we only have our default admin account. So I'm going to create new administrator. I want to go ahead and give this a name, so I'm just going to call this LDAP users. And we're going to connect to a remote server group. We're going to give it the permissions. In this case, I'm just going to give everybody a super admin ability. And then our remote group is going to be our firewall admin that we set up in our user groups. So we hit OK. And that's it. We're done. So now we should be able to log out and test our connection. So let's try Daniel Jackson. And as you can see, we are logged in as D Jackson. And then if I go in and go to George Hammond, and we're connected as George Hammond. Now, the reason why we want to set up our LDAP connection for our connection, our authentication, is because we don't want our users to be manually created in 15 or 20 or 30 different types of services. Because what's going to happen, number one, when you hire a new employee, then it's just going to take forever to get them onboarded. But also when an employee leaves the organization, you're going to find that inevitably you're going to miss an account somewhere. And if it's a cloud-facing account where they can access it from outside the organization, organization, somebody may have access to resources you don't want them to have. However, if everything is connected through LDAP, Radius, some other central authentication, then all you have to do is just come into your Active Directory, and let's just go ahead and we're going to say that George here, let's close out that. George here has decided to retire. So I'm going to come in here, we're going to right click, let's make that bigger, and we're going to go into properties. I could have done the disable from that menu, but whatever. And then we're going to disable the account, hit OK. And as long as everything is connected through LDAP or Active Directory, then George is now automatically prevented from logging into our services. So if I do G Hammond and log in, and we get authentication failed because he is no longer active. And now you only have to worry about disabling an account in your Active Directory without having to go through an entire checklist and disable them in multiple services. So I hope you guys found this video informative. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.